Hello, thank you so much for coming back to the Vital Blend. My name is Anthony Vita. Today I want to talk to you about genetics and about pushing your limits. You know, a lot of people tend to think that a lot of the problems that they have with their health is because it was passed down to them. It was destined, like heart disease, because maybe your father or your mother or your grandfather had it, that you're going to get it, that it's just one day you're just going to have a heart attack. Or diabetes, it may run in your family, and you may feel like, one day it's just going to happen to me. I'm going to go to my doctor, he's going to tell me I've got it, and I'm just going to have to face it. So nothing I can do about it. But the fact is, there's a lot that you can do about it. There are basically two types of genes. One type of gene you can't do anything about. That's the kind of gene that would maybe determine what color your hair is or your eyes, how tall you're going to be, that kind of stuff. You can't do anything about that. But the rest of the genes are up in the air. These are the kinds of genes that may maybe put you in a predisposition, meaning that if you push your diet, then you're likely to get it. Maybe for heart disease, your body might be inclined to get heart disease more than somebody else. But it only really takes effect if you really activate those genes and you feed it. You push your diet to its limits, kind of like with your own car. When I was writing my book, I noticed that humans and cars, there's a lot of ways that you can make examples out of how we treat our cars and how we treat ourselves and the results that we often get. When you push your limits with your car, you start taking risks. You start to learn the limits. This is why, maybe you bought a car from an old lady. It was previously owned by an old lady or an old man, and you get in the car and it's just beautiful. It's brand new and hardly any miles on it. And the reason why it's in such great shape and there's no problems is because it wasn't really used much. It was taken really good care of. And we can do that with our own bodies, but a lot of times we don't. We push the limits. We get in the car, we go as fast as we can. We don't check on different things. We don't change the oil when we should. We kind of let things go. And so that in 20 years, our car is just beaten up. It's barely running. We've got a lot of features that no longer work. And that's the way it is on our own bodies. If we don't take care of ourselves and give ourselves the right foods, then our body starts to break down as we get older. And if we are predisposed to something like heart disease, then those genes start to come into play. The plaque will build up in our arteries if we're always eating a lot of cholesterol foods, a lot of saturated fat. You're putting yourself at risk. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who eats cholesterol and saturated fat is going to get a heart attack the next day. It doesn't work like that. It takes years for it to build up. And those who are predisposed are more likely to have an issue with it. And so it's very important that you understand that instead of pushing yourself and making your life one big crapshoot, that if you want to stack the odds in your favor at good health, you want to take really good care of your health. This is why I talk about eating a lot of plant-based whole foods. It's because these are the foods that our body recognizes as its own. The vitamins, the minerals, the fiber, everything that plant foods have to offer is something that our body needs. And you can't say that about a lot of other foods. When we start moving away from plants, we start moving into the refined foods, the junk foods, even into the animal products. There's a lot of things that we start bringing into our bodies that our body just doesn't need or that work against us. It starts putting fat on our bodies, plaque into our arteries, raising the risks of cancer. You can't say this about plant-based foods. So keep that in mind, and I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think that your genes are destiny, or do you think that you can do something about it? Put your questions and your comments down there, and click like and subscribe. And I've got more videos coming at you here from the Vital Blend. Thank you.